Okay, so we got the new Horikoshi interview, and he's talking about some end-of-series stuff and some other things that we'll go into. And this is coming from Jump Giga Spring 2021, provided to us by @Sushi101X and Rukasa MHA on Twitter. So let's get into this because he says quite a few spicy things. So he's asked, which characters will have a very important role in this final act? And Horikoshi says the most important ones will be, I guess revealing it would be a bit of a spoiler. Let's just say Hawks and Ochako will have a surprisingly big role, becoming some kind of light of hope for you readers. Shoji will keep doing his best. Shinso and Monoma may also do some pretty big stuff. I'm also planning an epic scene for Cerro. Many characters' actions will converge into a single one. So maybe the best way to say it would be keep an eye on all of them. So he certainly is spoiling some things here, but not to like an egregious degree. I'll say that he is doing tasteful spoilers. So first of all, Hawks and Ochako are going to have a surprisingly big role, and there'll be a light of hope for the readers. So the light of hope, I guess that means that things are going to look pretty bleak coming into the end of the series here, which is completely understandable because it certainly looks like it's headed in that direction given the way that things are. I mean, it's kind of bleak right now, right? But Hawks having a big role here, I think, is pretty much confirming that his Quirk is absolutely coming back. I mean, it was heavily implied that this was going to happen anyway. I think at the end of like chapter 300 or 301, somewhere around there, when it said like Hawks will fly again, I think was the narration at the end of the chapter. And we saw like the nubs of his wings coming off of his back. So I guess this is confirmation that Hawks is going to be back in action, which is awesome. We all love Hawks, or at least most of us do. And I certainly do think that there's more big moments for him to be had other than just, you know, his big significance in the war arc, or at least in the beginning of it. And as for Uraka, I'm happy about this. Uraka is one of my favorite characters in the series, and I think she certainly deserves to have some major spotlight, which has kind of escaped her up until this point. I mean, she's had some significance here and there, but not like the major moments that I think that she should have had. And I guess that goes into him saying surprisingly. So I guess that'll have something to do with her maybe saving Izuku or something. I mean, I don't want to look too much into this art that was recently revealed from Horikoshi, where we see like Uraka and Izuku like falling and they're reaching out to each other. And as for that sequence, Horikoshi said that it is mostly aesthetic, so I can't say there will be a scene exactly like that in the future. However, I drew it while keeping in mind how the relationship would develop if I explored it deeper, so it's not entirely unrelated either. So does this confirm that are going to be in a relationship or get together or something? Maybe, maybe not, but you know, probably they are. I think it was kind of set up from the beginning that that was going to be the case. But aside from that, I guess she also has like an inevitable encounter with Toga, right? I mean, they're going to have like some kind of final battle, or at least some kind of final talk no jutsu or something. Shoji will also keep doing his best. That's fine. Shoji has hardly had any moments in the series, so it's nice that he'll have his final big one. Same goes for Cerro. I think he deserves it as well. He's been slept on, I think, by Horikoshi himself and maybe even the fandom. But the real big surprises here are Shinso and Monoma. So I'll go into Shinso, but Monoma seems like he's going to have his final big moment of redemption in a way. And not that he even needs to be like fully redeemed, because he's not like a villain. He hasn't really necessarily even done like anything too bad other than just being like a jerk, I guess. But I guess he'll just have his final moment to really solidify that he is a true hero. He is a face, and he may come across as a heel, but he's always kind of just been a good guy, just you know, just a jerk, which makes his character very interesting and different. Now, as for Shinso, I guess this is a pretty big spoiler. Now, at the same time, it was implied that Shinso was going to join Class 1A or just be a bigger part of the series in general, and obviously because of his inclusion in Season 5, which is going on right now. But if you've read the manga, which I assume you have since you're watching this video, you know how that concludes and how Shinso straight up goes MIA once the joint training arc is over. Like, even currently, we still don't know what's going on with him. We don't know if he was going to join 1B or 1A or whatever, but now it's seems like he is absolutely going to come back into the picture, and I'm assuming that since Izuku is gone from UA, it's possible that Shinso is going to replace him in Class 1A. Now, going more into Shinso, there was like recently this art exhibition, and Audrey Aitai Kimochi on Twitter was there, and she revealed like what his costume looks like. Now, they weren't able to take pictures of the exhibit, but she's describing what his hero costume looks like here, and she says he wears the same scarf as Aizawa and wears mostly all black with some fishnet arm guards and white boots with purple tips. So that sounds pretty cool, I guess. I haven't been able to find any leaked pictures, which I guess just don't exist at this point. So I guess we'll just have to wait to see this revealed within the actual page itself. But given that that was revealed at the art exhibit, and you know what Horikoshi is saying in this interview, it's pretty much guaranteed that Shinso is coming back and will have some significance and will do hero-ly stuff. Now, what is he gonna do? I don't know. It's obviously gonna have something to do with the final arc, the final battle, or whatever. And we could all speculate about him using his ability on, you know, Gigantomachia, on Shigaraki, all for one. And I certainly hope he does, because I wanna see how his quirk would interact with such overwhelmingly powerful characters like that. So another question he was asked is this the beginning of the final act, something you planned a long time ago? And he said, I had it vaguely planned, but started to think about the specifics around volume 21 in the Endeavor versus High End fight. So that totally makes sense, because one of the other interviews we got from Horikoshi, I think in 2018, was around the time that the Endeavor versus High End fight was happening, and he was talking about the end of the series at that point too. Talking about how he wanted to end it in volume 30, but how it was pretty much impossible at that point, but also how things that were happening currently within the manga at that time were relating to the ultimate end of the story. Have you already decided the ending? Yes, I have. The path to it has been longer than I initially expected, but the main elements that I've decided before starting the series are still the same. So that's interesting, because he also said before that the ending for the Two Heroes movie was like originally supposed to be the ending or something where, you know, Izuku gives one for all to Bakugo and then they team up to take down a villain. But obviously that happened in the movie, so it's not going to happen in the actual series. But he also says the main elements that I've decided before starting the series are the same. So I wonder if that still has just something to do with Bakugo at all, possibly. Don't want to speculate too much in this video, but I'll leave that to you in the comments. And then the last question is, and now that we've reached the final act, show some of your enthusiasm. And Horikoshi says, I'll make sure to keep writing a story that the readers will enjoy. I'll do my best, and Deku will too. We'll be counting on you. Volume 31 will be released in summer 2021. So yeah, that's it. Very, very interesting Q&A here. Like I said in the beginning, I think he did the spoilers tastefully here. Revealed just enough for us to get excited and to speculate about, but just not too much for it to be completely ruined. But yeah, let me know what you think about this in the comments. What do you think is going on with Uraka and Hawks at the end? What do you think Shinso's gonna do? What do you think Cerro's big moment is? Let me know. And if you liked the video, guys, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.